feelings across the entire state of Alabama, which can be felt and in many cases starts blood to boiling because rivalries like this define this great sport. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Auburn will kick off to get us underway. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense will take the field for the first possession of this game. The last time these two clashed in the Iron Bowl, it was the Tide winning a Classic.
And the Tide have done a great job in recent history of owning Auburn, doing a great job of winning this series. But they respect them every single. They know they won last year, but every year there's a healthy level of respect for this Auburn Tiger team.
Yeah, and I think back to last year's game for Alabama, it was their best players making the big plays late in the game. And this game this year is littered with game changers on both sidelines. Both Auburn and Alabama have the guys that can break this game wide open. So we're going to see a great one here.
Complete to the right. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Pass completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Looking for room. It's Pringle. Jukes his way for more. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a shot toward the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up. Trying to pick up a first down. Bully ball on third and short. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here comes the option. Now the toss. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. With jet sweep pass. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Goes to the option. Slithers into space. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Unsuccessful 2nd down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on 3rd down?
On the move. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
And how about a decision time right off the jump? 4th down. Do I want to go for it? First drive. Palmer, what you going to do?
I'm taking the points right here. It's early in the game. You're trying to pay off this.
And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Bama!
This defense has their hands full in this game because of what you saw right there. This quarterback is one of the fastest players in the entire country, and he runs one in. They're going to have to do a better job getting hats to him because they know they're going to see the QB run a lot today. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25.
25-yard line. So Auburn's offense will have its first possession of the game. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these... touching a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
To the air, it's Knight. Pressure coming. Working that left side now. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. Auburn sends out the punting unit. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Gets the back moving. Direct snap. It's Rodgers. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. These two rivals first played in 1893, but there was nearly a half-century, guys, when they didn't play each other because they got in a fight over, among other things, gate receipts.
Yeah, listen, I've been lucky enough to broadcast this game before, and I'll never forget being at Bryant-Denny Stadium and just feeling the energy. It was just completely different versus anything I'd ever seen in college football before. David, there's a different meaning to this game for both of these schools in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and it's just different because I think being in the state, like fans are around each other all year long. Players are around each other all year long. You know, the Iron Bowl is a civil war of hate between each other all year long, and they get to settle it on a big stage every year.
He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. What a play on that return, but will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. A huge play is coming back because of the penalty. Of course, the defense says you wouldn't have got the huge play without committing the penalty. Quarterback on the keeper. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And this option attack can lull you to sleep sometimes. I mean, just so many things they can do off of it, and you just got to play responsibility, and you got to get them on the ground and make tackles, and that was a good job.
Turning it on! And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Here's the return from inside his 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Here comes that Alabama offense. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Give to the single back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Got it in the middle. It's Edwards. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. New set of downs after the completion. On the option. Now the toss. Still on his feet at the 45. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense. On the run, it's Terry. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. First play of the period will be a second down. Running back searching for a hole. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Defense better dig in for the run. Heavy formation is there. The give to the back. Breaks the tackle. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
The run from the shotgun. Oh, he's got some space. Smashes ahead. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Listen, nice completion, short gain. Now you get to third down. Third down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on third down, I still got that 4th down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
He's going to be a little bit short of that first down marker, and this defense did a tremendous job not to lose contain on the scramble. Defense way too anxious there, and they just hand them a first down with a penalty.
Encroachment defense.
Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the Oak. So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on 4th down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Dances away to buy time. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short.
You You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off and get what I can get.
They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. Hard running there.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Pulls it in. It's Knox. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Third and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is four-down territory. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Makes the grab and knock down, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. On the move. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. His drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Wilkins. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on 3rd down. Making side adjustments here. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. Oh, the defense moved in there too quickly. You think it's never going to work until it does, and that'll be a first down.
Encroachment defeated.
Contact in the neutral zone leads to that penalty. Good news for the offense. Man, oh man, those types of penalties just drive defensive coordinators crazy. Was 4th down, now 1st down. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
He makes a grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. The extra point here would tie the game, and he tacks on the extra point. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. From inside the 10, here he comes. So here comes the Auburn offense. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Henderson. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now the play fake. Catch in the middle, it's Wilson. Knocked down for the tackle.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the end route there.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down onto Saban Field on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. They'll ride the hot hand. He's stopped in the backfield again. This defense trying to send a message he'll have to carry into halftime.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Sends it back in motion. To the air, it's Knight. Look out, he's got room. Breaks into the open. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's second down. And now on second down for this offense. Off play action. And the defense makes a play, sacking it back at the 10. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Fires to the right. With the catch, it's Collier. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Tide. And talk about a good, competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these two programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been, well, a good, competitive game so far. They don't call me the most creative man in broadcasting for nothing, you know.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
And the Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Makes the grab. It's Wilson. There he goes. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Here's a quick throw out to the left. He'll pick up a few before being knocked out of bounds at the 31. Offense threatening, 1st and 10 from the 31. Takes a handoff. It's Henderson. Drives ahead for 3 to the 27-yard line.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got his man in the middle. And he's marked down right there, but a good pickup, and it'll be a first down. Auburn hopes to get War Eagle flying in this red zone trip. They'll run it. It's Henderson. Steamrolls his way ahead. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or game tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
They'll leave it with him. Touchdown, Tigers. And that one will give them the lead.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Leaves it with the back. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going.
Turning it on! Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
This running back is so dynamic, and you've got to be able to take advantage of his speed by getting him to the outside. So that's why you dial up the toss play there. It's a nice way to change it up and get this guy in space to go make plays.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wants to throw. It's Russell. He's got his man. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to change this route. Finds the tight end. How about the blow he delivered in banging his way to the 41?
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
Looking to fire. He's going for the big play. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw for it. The short hands, it's Collier. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Looking downfield on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football.
Oh, he's got some space. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
The Crimson Tide rolled to that last 1st down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Finds his big tight end. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. He never had a chance on the draw, tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
Well, they try to go with the draw out of the shotgun, but just way too much penetration allowed up front. That defensive line just took that play over.
They get off the rock really fast, get in the backfield. The offensive linemen are supposed to push them upfield. Quarterback's got to sell it. Not anything really in that play in sync, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, Well, a short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Got a man. It's Richardson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. That's the end of the period, and Auburn has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Space downfield. There he goes. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO because everybody was covered. He just takes off, and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the 2nd level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
Illegal blocking back.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line gets set, 1st down. They'll try the run. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. The play-action fake. Looking deep down the right side. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Lets it fly. Caught near the sideline, it's Richardson. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Wants to adjust the pattern. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Bringing the heat. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
Well, we know the game of college football is always evolving and changing, and one of the biggest reasons why is the quarterback evolution, dual-threat quarterbacks. You're seeing 2 great examples in this game so far. Both guys can hurt you throwing it. Both guys can hurt you running it. It's been the running attack for both of these guys. It's been the big story so far.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Here's the heat. The offense pops it up, and they were on the move. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Back to pass. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around.
Big loss on the play. Third down coming up.
And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. He's looking downfield to throw. There were serious revolutions on that third down pass, but it's incomplete.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
He's going to fire deep. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. Quarterback may change this route. They'll go to the air. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And he'll finish the run at the end zone. Touchdown tie. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You could tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Under fire. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
The one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
Looking to throw, it's Knight. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The offense changing the play. Wants to throw on third down. Right on the money. And he goes down after making the grab. Picks up a few, but still short of the first down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Steps away. Still running at the 40. Breaks into the open. And after the huge scramble, he slides and gets down. Terrific run to get out of trouble.
That time the defense was in man coverage. There was nobody watching the quarterback, so when he took off to scramble, nobody home to make a tackle right away, and he shows you the athleticism, he shows you the speed, and also shows you great decision-making that time, deciding to tuck and run for a huge play on the ground.
The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. The Tide with the first and 10. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle, but they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
They'll keep it on the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Alabama comes to the line with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
Yeah, and if you go big, I'm going big. I'm going to bring in extra defensive linemen. I'm going to bring in my big physical linebackers. I'm expecting run. This is what they've done. This is what you do on this part of the field, so I'm going to play aggressive on defense.
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. 3rd and goal from the 2. They'll run the quarterback sneak. And what a break to get that football back. At this juncture, that would have been catastrophe.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
They could have tried to break the tie with a field goal attempt. Instead, they'll try to punch it in on 4th and goal here in the final period. Quarterback will keep it. Touchdown, Alabama! And inside a minute to go, they've got the lead.
Man, what a great job with the execution in a moment where you had to have it. You score the touchdown, you take the lead. There's less than a minute to go in this game. All your defense has to do now is get a stop and you win.
So here comes the Auburn offense. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise, David. They practice these late-game situations, but how's this guy going to respond?
And I got a little bit of time to work with here, so I watch the defense, and if they're going to drop back and play real conservative like they tend to do late in the game, let's get a few shots over the middle first before we have to take that deep shot. And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, guys, 4th quarter, you're trailing. You know that they're going to be throwing the ball, trying to be aggressive, and trying to climb back into this one. Couldn't come up with it there on 2nd down. Let's see what happens on 3rd.
Here's a throw downfield late. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. They'll lead the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the 1st. Timeout is called by the defense, and 12 seconds remain in the football game. Trailing by a touchdown, getting late in the 4th, and this is a huge, perhaps a defining moment in this game. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. You knew they were going to throw the football. 4th down, great coverage, break on the football, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to just run this clock and get out of here with a win.
Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. To the ground with the back. And they get him on the ground, and that's going to do it. Ball game is over. The latest edition of this in-state passion play is bathed in crimson as Alabama rolls to victory over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.